In this video, I'm going to show you a meta ads campaign type that I've never made a video about before, but it's becoming more and more popular every day. And potentially even more important than that, I've been told firsthand from people that work very high up at Meta that they believe that this campaign type is the future for a lot of businesses. Let's get into it. So the first component of this meta ads campaign type, this sales funnel structure that I'm going to demonstrate in this video, is WhatsApp. And there are a number of different applications for WhatsApp and use cases I'm going to demonstrate here, a lot of exciting stuff that not many advertisers are aware of. And just to start by taking a quick bird's eye view over WhatsApp, how that fits into the sort of Meta suite of apps, how it impacts advertising today and how it will likely impact Meta ads going forward. Because I think it's very easy for a lot of advertisers to underestimate WhatsApp, particularly those in the US where WhatsApp is used far less than in other parts of the world. I do think that's likely to change in the future, by the way, but that's certainly the case. But like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm fortunate enough to speak to people who work very high up at Meta on a semi-regular basis, and they see WhatsApp as just as important as Facebook and Instagram. And what's important for Meta as a business in terms of users and where people spend their time is clearly going to be very important for us as advertisers, not just where we can gain attention in the first place, but how we can communicate with our potential customers and our existing customers and all that sort of stuff. So let me give you a quick state of play on WhatsApp before we get into the demonstration. So right now, WhatsApp has about 3 billion monthly active users. That's about half the world's population if you exclude the countries that ban WhatsApp, where people simply can't use it. And WhatsApp only had 2 billion users in 2020. So that's a 50% increase in 5 years. Like at that rate, just about everyone that's online that is outside of the countries that ban it is going to be using WhatsApp very, very soon. So an incredibly popular, successful app. And it's one of those where people spend a lot of time on it when they are WhatsApp users. But the rate of adoption of WhatsApp is not evenly distributed. So the US is one of the lowest, like I said. It'd be very easy for people in the US, which a lot of my audience are from, to underestimate WhatsApp, both in its capacity as a marketing channel, but also in its role in Meta ads going forward. I think that's likely to change. I think WhatsApp's going to become a lot more popular in the US as it does. Obviously, its impact as a marketing channel and a place for Meta ads is going to become more and more important. And I'm going to get into the specific use cases later on in this video. But as marketers, as advertisers, we want to be ahead of the curve. And if that's what we think is going to happen, we want to be preparing for that now, right? But you've got other countries on the complete other end of the spectrum where they completely run on WhatsApp. Think India, Brazil, many other countries where basically all person-to-person text-based communication occurs through WhatsApp, and a ton of business-to-business communication, customer-to-business communication is done through WhatsApp. Like sort of semi-jokingly, these countries literally run on WhatsApp, right? The UK, a lot of Europe is kind of halfway. So me, for example, live in the UK. Basically all person-to-person outside of business communication is done via WhatsApp. It's how I talk with friends, how I talk with family. It's how I organize, when I'm playing my local six-a-side football team stuff. It's all done via WhatsApp. But in a business context, I'm less likely, not impossible, does happen, but less likely to communicate with other businesses or other business people via WhatsApp, unless I also know them personally. And if I, as a consumer, are communicating with a business, then I'm more likely to use email for that text-based communication. But that really is changing. I think we're going to see a big shift to WhatsApp for a number of reasons. In fact, interestingly, just a couple of weeks ago, my wife and I were in Edinburgh, and we've got 2 small boys who ran out of milk, and we're staying in a hotel. My wife was like, "Oh, I wonder if I can, get the hotel to bring some milk up." And she went to call and saw the little, thing on the desk that said, "Oh, just send us a message via WhatsApp." She did, sent a message. Milk was brought up 30 minutes later, and she was telling me like, "Oh, how good is this? I can message via WhatsApp," and they brought it up, and that was really quick and easy. And I kind of laughed because I said to her, just 2 weeks ago, I was talking to someone who has worked at Meta for many years, part of the team, to try and make that happen, and as an ongoing process. And it's just interesting to see that in the real world, given the access that I've got. But she was talking about that as being a much better consumer experience, customer experience, being able to communicate with the hotel via WhatsApp and get something dealt with really quickly, as opposed to calling and, it rings for ages until someone at the reception deals with the person in front of them to be able to pick up the phone, or sending an email which gets responded to a day later, or alternative form of communication. So communicating with WhatsApp has those advantages already. And I think that looking ahead a little bit, it's only going to get more effective and more powerful. Why? Because AI is going to impact that space maybe more than others even in terms of what's likely to happen, right? So one of the things that has slowed down business adoption in certain locations of WhatsApp as a way to communicate with not only prospects but existing customers is fears for business owners around, well, isn't that going to cost a lot of extra communication, I'm going to need extra staff, extra support team, extra sales staff. And that's probably why we've seen a greater adoption in a lot of Asian countries where labour is a lot cheaper, and that's less of a concern. So I think that makes sense of what we've seen so far. But obviously AI is going to be able to handle a lot of that communication between our prospects that haven't yet become customers and our existing customers for us. So businesses can switch to a more WhatsApp-based communication system with their customers and with their potential customers without it costing a ton in terms of extra staff, because they can use business AI agents to do a lot of that for them. And also, as these AI agents become more sophisticated, not only does it save on costs for a business, but it also allows for greater customization of that experience, of that interaction. So let's say a customer or potential customer prospect is communicating with you via WhatsApp to find out more about your products and services. Well, an AI might be able to determine that that person needs a bit of extra information to get them to convert. Maybe they need to be recommended something a little bit more specific to them. Maybe they need a special discount to be offered, whereas other people don't. And we know we've had enough iterations of this throughout marketing and digital marketing to know that more customization to the individual done well as part of the marketing, as part of the sales funnel process, increases conversion rates, which makes total sense, right? Because you're then providing them with something that is more applicable to their situation and more likely to give them what they want. So done well, that's going to improve conversion rates and improve our results as well, which is brilliant. And we can think about it as a great way to reactivate previous customers or dormant customers. I've got use cases on that later on, but if the traditional ways of doing that over, last 10 years, let's say, or longer in some cases might be a combination of email marketing, SMS marketing, we can definitely throw WhatsApp into that mix, okay? And in fact, Meta's just started rolling out a business AI on WhatsApp to do a number of things. Now, not many people have access to this yet, but we know they're testing it, some ad accounts haven't, it's going to be rolled out. And I just want to quickly focus in on what this business AI within WhatsApp is going to be able to do, because I think that's really exciting and you can help you visualize what's likely to come. So there's a bunch of information here talking about what it is, right? But here's the important part that I want to zero in on. So when your business connects business AI, obviously you need that feature, it can perform the following actions for your customers based on the information you provide. Respond to customer questions about basic information like your business hours or location. That means they get responded to faster, not just saving on extra, customer support staff. Provide answers to customer questions about specific products or services, which is obviously handy. Recommend products or services to your customers. And that's a big one, because it may well be that in the communication, the AI can detect that actually this product or this service will be better for them based on what it is they're looking for, which will improve conversion rates. Provide customers with details about pricing. Respond to customer questions about discounts, payments, and shipping. So automating a lot of the process and helping with results. So really excited to see what happens here. And we know that, like with all AI-based products, this is only going to get better and better. It's being tested right now. It will be rolled out. It'll be much better in a year's time than it is now. It'll be much better a year after that. And it may well be the way to go for a lot of businesses, as, like I said, people high up at Meta believe it's going to be. So I'm going to create a detailed tutorial walkthrough of business AI within WhatsApp and how that works when more ad accounts have it. I think it's probably a little bit premature at the moment to talk about that. So once that's more widely available and I can talk about it, people can actually implement it, then I'll go ahead and do so. But I just wanted to highlight it now. We went to the Performance Summit, Meta's Performance Marketing Summit in San Jose in the summer, and they demonstrated what a business AI interaction with a customer could look like.
Is this shampoo bar suitable for my hair type?
What's your hair type? Is it straight, wavy, curly, or coily?
I have curly hair. Based on that, which shampoo bar would you recommend?
The coconut oil solid shampoo contains castor oil and coconut oil, which smooth the hair cuticle and reduce frizz.
That's great. I'm going to get one for me and my two best friends. Can I get 3 bars?
Sounds great. And since your order will be over $35, you'll get free shipping.
Awesome. Can't wait to try it out.
So that video is actually a demonstration of a prospect communicating with the ad itself as opposed to within WhatsApp. But it's a really good visual demo, and we know that the technology used within WhatsApp is going to be very, very similar. Obviously, most people will interact on WhatsApp with a business AI on a text basis, although they probably will be able to do so on an audio basis as that example was. And actually I think that audio interaction is going to become more and more popular within WhatsApp and messaging apps. I mean, I'm seeing that in my own communication. I'm more likely, and people are more likely to send me like voice notes and things like that and communicate that way, as opposed to just via text in general. So we may well see that become more and more popular, and then the AI will be able to operate text-based, audio-based, either way. So yeah, so if you don't have the business AI option, WhatsApp business AI option, which most businesses don't at this point, I will let you know, like I said, and have a future video on that when it is more widely available. Make sure you subscribe for that. In the meantime, there are still things you can do to help automate the interaction you have with your prospects if you're running ads to communicate with your prospects via WhatsApp. So there are many external tools, and there's actually stuff that you can do within the ad creation process that'll help automate that. And we're going to run through that right now. So to demonstrate this, I'm in an example ad account. I'm in Ads Manager. I'm going to go ahead and create a new campaign. So I'm going to show this quickly with a leads campaign first and then show a sales campaign. The setup is slightly different. You can, of course, run ads to WhatsApp to engage them there and then convert them there with other campaign objectives. But I know the majority of people are going to be using leads and sales campaigns. So let's go ahead and select leads to start with. Now I'm not going to cover all the settings within a campaign ad set, etc. I've got videos on all that stuff, should you want to check it out more. What I'm going to focus on here is the stuff that is pertinent to WhatsApp, click to WhatsApp ads initially, and then we'll talk about some other very interesting WhatsApp uses that almost no one knows about once we've been through this section. So I'm just going to focus on those parts. I'm going to jump to the ad set level, and the first thing I need to do is select the right conversion location. And you can see with a leads campaign, we can just go ahead and select WhatsApp, right? So once I go ahead and select WhatsApp, we can see we've got this performance goal option. Now the default here is maximize number of conversations. That is absolutely what I'd recommend you select. One potential issue is where you're advertising. So you can see here it says we've got an error pop-up saying performance goal unavailable. The goal, maximize number of conversations, is not available for ads that click to WhatsApp because your account is subject to privacy rules in Europe. So update goal to maximize number of link clicks. So I click update goal and it changes to maximize number of link clicks, and this error will go away. Not ideal, but if you're operating within Europe, just a necessity based on privacy rules. Hopefully that changes at some point. I don't really see why that would be the case, but just something to quickly highlight. Otherwise, you want to go ahead and go with maximize number of conversations if you're operating in a different location. Okay, so that's the ad set setup you need for a leads campaign. Let's demonstrate it with a sales campaign. So if I come back out to the campaign level and go ahead and create a sales campaign, you see there's a bit of a difference here. Click continue, jump once again to the ad set level, and then our conversion location options are a little bit different. The default is obviously website. What I want to select here is message destinations. We don't have just a WhatsApp specific option at conversion location. And then we can see we've got these various options, right? So we can, because there's different places that you could run ads to, not just click to WhatsApp. They could click to message with you on Instagram or via Messenger. So you could have one selected or three selected. For this video, I'm going to deselect Instagram and Messenger and just go with WhatsApp. Now you will need to have a WhatsApp for Business account set up to do this, not just a regular WhatsApp account. If you're sort of grayed out and you don't have an option down here, that may well be why. And then obviously it needs to be added into your business manager so you can go ahead and have it as an option, just like with your other assets, like your Facebook page, Instagram account, things like that. Setting up a WhatsApp for Business account is super easy to do. Easiest way is to, on your phone, go ahead and download the WhatsApp for Business app. It's separate from the regular WhatsApp app. And then when you open up that app, you'll be asked if you want to just transfer your number that you have associated with your WhatsApp account over to your WhatsApp for Business account. You just click yes and boom. Done. You've got a WhatsApp for Business account, your number's set up. You can still, nothing changes if you do that in terms of your ability to communicate with people that you are already communicating with via WhatsApp. Obviously, there's going to be a few extra steps if you don't have a WhatsApp account at all, but that's becoming rarer and rarer anyway. And yeah, that's what I did to set it up really quick and easy. So go ahead and do that, and then you can go through the steps that we talked about. Okay, so let's jump back into our ad account. So once we've selected our message destinations and then we've selected WhatsApp here, we come down to the next part, which is performance goal. So the default here is maximize number of conversations, and we can see we've got this same error of being in Europe. We can't have maximized number of conversations, which is annoying. It's not going to affect everyone. But either way, actually, with a sales campaign, I wouldn't go with maximized number of conversations as I would with a leads campaign if you can. I would go with maximized number of conversions, because that's what we really want. We don't just want people to talk with us. We want them to actually convert. We want them to buy something. That's why we're running a sales campaign in the first place. And just a quick recap, I would run a sales campaign if you can accurately track and within a relatively short time period the transaction that occurs. So when people actually buy something from you, I'd go with a leads campaign if that is not the case. Now, once we select maximize number of conversions, which we don't have the error for in Europe or otherwise, which is great, you need to then come back up here and make sure that you're optimizing for the right conversion event. This will only become available once you select that performance goal, right? So just make sure you've got pixel set up. To optimize for conversions through WhatsApp, just like with optimizing for conversions through a regular sales campaign, you're gonna want pixel set up properly, you're going to want conversions API set up properly so that Meta can see who is converting, who isn't, how much they're spending, all that good stuff. I have videos on those things if you want to know how to set those up. But then we need to make sure you've got the right pixel setup, example ad accounts, perfect, and then we need to select the right conversion event. So for most businesses, if you're running a sales campaign, that's going to be purchase, although you could have different options depending on your conversion volume. Right, so we've gone ahead and selected purchase, and that's all we need to do at the ad set level for this click to WhatsApp sales funnel approach. Obviously, there are other things we would do as part of creating this campaign, but we're focusing on those elements specifically. Then we want to jump to the ad level. So at the ad level, just like with the previous stages, just going to focus in on the WhatsApp specific stuff here. So I'm going to scroll down to this chat builder option, which really helps you automate and direct that initial conversation that you might have with your prospects on WhatsApp once they click on an ad and come through, which can be really handy. Probably something you're not familiar with if you haven't run a click to WhatsApp campaign or a click to Messenger campaign. So if I go ahead and click edit, when they click on an ad, this is what they'll initially see, right? So there's like an automated greeting, a welcome message. The default is hi, please let us know how we can help you. I think you want to tailor this to something that's specific to your business. So for us, for example, someone clicks on one of our ads, we could say, hi, please let us know how we can help you crush it with Meta ads this year. So it's just emphasizing what it is that we help with, help affirming the action that they've taken, which is to click on the ad in the first place. Probably not a huge needle mover from the default, but just a nice touch, and I think it makes sense to tailor that to your business. Some of this other stuff is probably more important. Then we've got a call to action, which can appear beneath this welcome message. So the default is none, and if we just click on the options, we can see we've got call now and visit website. So if you've got call now, you can see that adds a little button underneath that welcome message, or we can go with visit website. Again, adds a little link on there. Typically, most commonly, we're going to go with none, and here's why. If we wanted to send someone straight through to the website, we would just run an ad that sends them straight through to the website as opposed to WhatsApp. Once someone clicks away from a WhatsApp chat to go on the website, that can often be a bit of a dead end. A lot of the purpose for sending people to WhatsApp is to have that more personalized communication, to overcome objections, to answer questions and things like that. Well, we want to keep them on WhatsApp if that's the case, right? So we don't want to visit website. Call now is a good option if that's how your business is set up and you're happy to receive inbound calls whenever you're running ads, right? As you can just add in a number, and that could be a great way to get someone on the phone and actually communicate with them with the potential to convert them into a customer. So if your business is set up that way, then great. Ours isn't. The way we interact with customers is they book a call into our calendar with us as opposed to us just receiving inbound calls like that. So we wouldn't go with it, but you might want to depending on your business. Just wanted to talk about the call to action because that's important. And then next we've got this pre-filled message. So suggest messages or questions people can send. So this is stuff that your prospects can send to you. You can see the default here is hello, can I get more info on this? And that's down here almost in like draft mode, ready for someone to send. So again, I think you want to customize this to match with the ad, match with whatever it is you're advertising. So let's say we were running an ad for our Meta Ads mentorship program, then we might change this to something like, hello, can I get more info on your Meta Ads mentorship program? I just think that's better. It's a little bit more customized. It looks a little bit more professional than just the default standard, although the default's not necessarily a bad way to go. So you can use this to help sort of lead the conversation. So can I get more info on your Meta Ads mentorship program? We could even get more specific for a specific element of the mentorship program if that's what the ad was about. You really got to put this in context with what they've already seen and interacted with when it comes to the ad itself. So we can go with one pre-filled message like that. Or we could go with frequently asked questions to give people a number of different options, okay? So interestingly here, you can see, hi, I'd like to know more, is anyone free to chat? That might be a good way to go depending on how your business is structured. But if we were running this again, let's say we're running an ad campaign for our mentorship program, we might use options like this. So I've added 3 questions in here and I want to talk through them quickly so you can see the logic of what we're doing. And you can see how they appear here, right? They've got the 3 options and they can just click on the little button to send that as a response to the automated greeting. You can also see there's a message option down here, by the way. So if the prospect wants to send us something that's not related to these and just wants to send us a message of whatever they want to know about, they can also do that. That is a viable option, just to make that clear. But with this, we can really direct the conversation and look to overcome objections. So just to quickly read through this. The first one is, hi, is there a minimum ad spend for your Meta Ads mentorship program? Now, there isn't a minimum ad spend. We have people that are just getting started all the way up to people that are spending hundreds of thousands, if not millions a month on Meta Ads. So really spans the spend levels. And that could overcome an objection for us and get us closer to the conversion, because we want someone to ask a question if it's a sticking point for them and we can alleviate a concern around it. So there might be people thinking, I'd love to join Ben's Meta Ads mentorship program, but I don't think I spend enough on Meta Ads to qualify. Well, if they go ahead and ask that question and we say, no, there's no minimum, like absolutely you can be part of the mentorship program, then great, we've overcome an objection closer to that conversion. Next one, hi, how long does your Meta Ads mentorship program last? There might be people again thinking, well, how long am I in there for? Because if it's only like a couple of weeks, I might not have time to implement. Well, we can answer that question in a way that we know helps generate the sale, get us close to the sale. We could say, no, most people are in there for 3 months. It can be longer. There are different options. So that's another one. We could have something like this. Hi, can I please see some case studies from previous mentees? Well, we've got loads of case studies and testimonials of people who have had fantastic results with my mentorship program. There's a link in the video description, by the way, in case you are actually interested in my mentorship program. So if someone asks that, we know that putting that information in front of them, because we've got so many, there's a good chance they'll see one from a business that's similar to theirs, and they'll be like, wow, if it worked really well for them, it probably worked really well for me, and they get closer to being able to convert. So you can really overcome objections and direct the conversation, and you want people to ask questions that might be sticking points for them if you can give them an answer that makes them go, okay, great, yes, that is for me. So it's just something to spend a little bit of time with. Then you can just simply give the template a name and go ahead and click save. And actually, in preparing for this video, I had a quick chat with people on our team that really specialize in campaign types like this, that run tons of click to WhatsApp and other click to Messenger campaigns. And they said that this stuff here, this chat builder, this stuff that starts the conversation, these frequently asked questions, can be a really big deal. It can absolutely have a big impact on lead rates, a big impact on conversion rates. So they spend quite a bit of time testing different options and working out what works best and which people click on and how to kick off that conversation in a right way that gets them closer to the sale. So if you are going to give click to WhatsApp ads a go, definitely something to spend some time on. So which businesses in particular do I think should give this click to WhatsApp campaign type a go? There's some other WhatsApp applications I'm going to get to in a minute as well, by the way. But the businesses that I think should be trying this, so if you communicate quite a lot with your clients and customers via email, I think this is a no-brainer to try. If people often have questions and objections before buying, like absolutely, because WhatsApp is just a more efficient way to communicate for both you and for them. Also a good idea to try, I think, if you struggle to convert cold traffic, if you have a higher ticket offer and people are reluctant, or it's something new they haven't bought before, or they're perhaps not really familiar with, like you have a lot of questions in initial process. Maybe you don't want to have a really complex sales funnel with like multiple sales calls. Some things are still going to need that. You can integrate a WhatsApp sales funnel and include a sales call as well. But I know of businesses that have gone, you know what? I think we might be able to avoid needing a sales call if we could just do a really good job with our WhatsApp communication with businesses and provide the information that people need in order to be able to go ahead and make the decisions. Because you can warm people up really quickly in WhatsApp. You can overcome a lot of objections. We talked about that in the chat builder and how we can start off that process. And you also add extra touch points, because if you're communicating, say, with email, often that's quite a slow back and forth process. It's kind of accepted that it might take, a day or so to get back to you, whereas WhatsApp people expect that much faster communication. That adds an extra burden on the business, but it also provides a much better customer experience, and you can have that back and forth and quite quickly. And I actually see that as businesses do this more and more, and we see this definitely in the countries where WhatsApp is widely used for business purposes, that if you can communicate really well with your customers via WhatsApp, that is a big competitive advantage. Because it feels more personal. The speed to response is quicker. It's more friendly. It's less formal. For someone in the UK, it's where I talk with my friends and family. If I'm also talking with a business there, it kind of changes the perspective on the interaction. And we know that if people feel like businesses are better communicating with them, if they feel more looked after, they're more likely to come back, they're more likely to buy again, they're going to spend more with you, your customer lifetime value goes up, that makes your advertising easier and does a whole bunch of good things for your business. I'll get back to the video in a second, but first I want to let you know about Particle. Particle is a fantastic tool that takes meta ads targeting from good to exceptional by providing the in-depth market intelligence and competitive insights necessary to truly understand and reach the right audience in 2025 and beyond. With Particle, you can track competitor sales, pricing strategies, and product launches down to the SKU level, which means you can identify which strategies are working well for your competitors, understand their target audience's purchasing behavior, and uncover untapped market opportunities for your ads. Particle can also help you find new audiences or market segments by revealing top-selling trends or product opportunities. Combine that with Particle's granular SKU-level data, and you'll be able to make more informed decisions about targeting, creative, and overall campaign strategy. Right now, you can get started with Particle for free, no credit card required. Just click the link in the video description below. So far, I've talked about click-to-WhatsApp campaigns mostly in isolation. I've discussed the benefits of using that campaign structure and why it might be a really good idea for a lot of businesses to at least try it. But there's another very, very compelling reason to use click-to-WhatsApp campaigns, and that's the ability to send WhatsApp marketing messages. And this is something that not a lot of businesses are aware of, not a lot of advertisers are aware of, but this is a really big deal. So to demonstrate what is possible here, I've got Meta's support doc up about marketing messages, and in here they've got some examples for use cases I'm going to quickly run through. And I think a lot of you going through this are going to be quite excited. I certainly was going through this and thinking about all the potential implications and the ways that we can make our advertising budget go that much further, okay? So marketing messages. Engage customers and build loyalty throughout the customer journey by driving interest, conversion, and re-engagement with promotional WhatsApp marketing messages, okay? So we've got some information here, nurture relationships, etc., but this is the part that I really like, the specific use cases. So we've got build awareness, help new customers get to know your business. Once they opt in to receive WhatsApp messages from you, I'll talk about that in a second, you can start personalized marketing messages to build awareness. So use marketing messages to share products or services, nurture leads, follow up on your ads that click to WhatsApp, what we've just been through. So here's the example. So here's like an example of a WhatsApp marketing message. Ready for some sun and sand, Ravi? Check out hot deals on direct flights from Bangalore. Type B for Bali, D for Dubai. And then you can see save up to 40% if you book Bali flights this month. So being able to send messages like that, I mean, that's a really big deal. On a platform like WhatsApp, where the engagement is going to be really high, you're not going to end up in an email spam filter, for example, the equivalent. And then you can tailor the directions of, where, in this case, Ravi might be interested in going, right? And you can include deals, okay? So there's one example. Next one, drive sales. Spark sales with messages that announce deals or share promotions and coupons. Use these marketing messages to make product recommendations, announce a price drop, make targeted offers, offer assisted selling. So we've got Tasha, we think you and your pet deserve a treat. Please enjoy 15% off your next pet food order. Use code LOYAL15 at checkout. And of course, does that include sale items? You bet, enjoy. This is very exciting for us marketers. You can start to see like, wow, this really is potentially quite a big deal in terms of what we can do and how we can engage with people that have interacted with us on WhatsApp. Next section is retarget to re-engage. So use marketing messages to revive dormant customers who visited your website or used your app in the past. So use re-engagement marketing messages too. Revive an abandoned cart, renew a lapsed subscription, share loyalty offers, upsell products or services. Like people particularly involved in the e-commerce space spend so much time, effort, resources trying to get people to do all those things, right? Revive an abandoned cart, renew a lapsed subscription, and you might be able to do that with WhatsApp marketing messages. So missing your favorite shows, Kieran? Type yes to resubscribe and we'll give you your first month free. Yes, great, you're all set, first month's free, etc., etc. Next one, promote your app. You can do it to encourage people to install or take an action within your app, using a special code in this case. We've got another one, build relationships. Oh, I really like this one as a use case. I think this is quite a clever marketing tactic. So here we've got make marketing messages personal to strengthen customer relationships. Obviously an option that you can do based on the information you have on your customers and on your prospects. So here we've got happy birthday, Dave. Type yes if you'd like a 15% discount to use on your special day. What a nice touch. Wouldn't you like that if on your birthday a company sent something like that through? By the way, also helps generate the sale and you increase your revenue, increase your customer lifetime value. And they've got, your code is BDay15, enjoy. So a really compelling use case to run click to WhatsApp ads to be able to also message a lot of those people later down the line with WhatsApp marketing messages. Now, in order to do this, people do need to opt in, and it mentioned that in that doc, and I just wanted to quickly highlight that point. I've got another doc up about this, so we can quickly discuss how this would work. So we've got here a best practices section for opt-in. So it says users should expect the messages and calls they receive. You can set this expectation by obtaining an opt-in that encompasses the different categories of messages that you will send. For example, order updates, relevant offers, product recommendations, etc. There's a lot of other information on this page, but that's the really relevant part, I think, that's important. So what I'd probably recommend you do is try and get an opt-in during or just after that initial interaction on WhatsApp. So you could send a message like, would you like us to send you relevant offers? And then if they say yes, you're able to send them relevant offers. I think there's going to be a decent uptake in that as opposed to other forms of communication where people might be a little bit more reluctant, particularly if they feel like they're going to get special offers from brands that they already are interested in their products and services and things like that. Okay, so if you do run click to WhatsApp ads, be aware that you're also building a really valuable marketing asset at the same time, which is your WhatsApp messaging list. And obviously you can use that in a similar way to email, SMS, but with higher engagement. And because of the higher engagement with your marketing communication, better results. So I'm going to do a full tutorial on this in a standalone video, but I wanted to highlight this as an added benefit of running click to WhatsApp ads in case you were thinking of giving it a go and weighing it up versus the other options that you might have. Okay, another thing that we need to quickly cover is WhatsApp ads in status and channels. Yes, we do now have ads in WhatsApp. Again, something that not many people are familiar with. So far, I've talked about using WhatsApp as a sort of post-click interaction location. So the ad is served on Instagram, served on Facebook, they click there, they then come through to WhatsApp, and you can communicate with your prospects there to hopefully make the sale, to get them to take the action you want to take. But there is also the option to put ads on WhatsApp itself within status and channels, right? So I've got another doc to demonstrate what that might look like. Okay, so look, we've got here ads in status and channels. And in case you're not familiar, status is similar to Instagram stories, but within WhatsApp. So if you go into your WhatsApp app and you click on updates down at the bottom, you will see statuses and you will see channels within there. So you can see we've got some information here. People and businesses use status to share photos, videos, voice notes, and text with their mutual contacts in the last 24 hours. Similar to like an Instagram story, right? By showing ads in status, you can help your business get discovered by new customers and make it easy for them to start a conversation with you or within WhatsApp. Similarly to how you would put an ad in Instagram stories so that you can pop up and people find you and you can communicate with them there and then. And then we've also got promoted channels. So I'll read through this just to quickly explain. So people use channels to get one-way broadcasts such as text, photos, videos, stickers, and polls from their favorite people, brands, and organizations. Promoted channel ads help your business get discovered by boosting your channel in the directory and making it easy for people to find content that's right for them. So obviously only something you want to do if you're actually going to be committing to sending out these one-way broadcasts, and that's going to be part of your marketing plan going forward. If you go into the update sections, you'll see the channel recommendations option. You can see how running ads will get you more likely to be recommended, but just to be aware that that is another option for how we can actually advertise in WhatsApp. Not everyone has these yet. It's going to be rolled out more broadly. There aren't any plans to put ads in WhatsApp in other locations yet. Things like within the chats may well happen in the future, we will see, but not yet. Now, I'll create a full tutorial on these WhatsApp ads on status and channels at some point. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe for that. But I wanted to flag here because if you're going to use the click to WhatsApp ads that we talked about earlier, ads that can be anywhere. They can be on Facebook, can be on Instagram, can now be on Threads. We obviously have ads on Threads as well now and come through to WhatsApp as the destination. That these other options like WhatsApp marketing messages definitely, and this potentially to a lesser degree, but also an option to make your click to WhatsApp ads budget go further, where you can reactivate and re-engage. If you get people through a channel, or you're more likely to be able to communicate with them on WhatsApp to be able to send WhatsApp marketing messages, something to be aware of as part of talking about WhatsApp as an option and where it fits into the meta ads landscape. Now, before you go, here's a question I get asked all the time, and that's, if you started Facebook ads again today from scratch, what would you do? So I created a video answering that exact question, and you can check it out here. I walk you through exactly what I would and wouldn't focus on, the things that I would try and acquire as skills myself versus the things I would get other people to do for me. So if you haven't already, go ahead and give this a watch.